Hey guys, it's ANicWin, also known as Amy, and happy Saturday. I hope you're having a lovely day. This is an apartment renovation in the Culpepper house, or unit, I guess I should say. It's a 2-bedroom, I almost said 3-bathroom, and that's completely not correct. It's 2-bedroom, 2 full bath unit. It does have a separate living space from the kitchen and dining, and there is in-unit laundry. This is one of the historical apartment units, and the lot challenge is spooky. So spinning off of that, I made my own backstory. And before we jump into that, because I can already hear my voice doing the thing, I just finished eating. I'm not sick. I had chips and queso with my dinner, and I have a dairy allergy. So this happens to me. And we're just going to try to push through it because that's really all you can do. So, not sick, just stubborn. That's all there is to it. So, my backstory for this unit is that since it's a historical unit, for some reason that was hard to say, that the sim that lives here, who in my head is a young adult male, and he lives here with his daughter. He has rented this, leased it, or has inherited it from his family. And this apartment unit has been in their family for generations. So maybe he grew up here, and before that, his dad grew up here, and before that, his great aunt Mary purchased it and gave it to her sister. I don't know. It could be really anything that you wanted. So there are some building assets that look older, and there are some assets that look like a younger generation may have picked it out. I tried to be aware of that as I picked out furniture because I really wanted it to look like multiple generations had lived here. I didn't go too in depth with it because obviously he lives here, so he would have moved things out that just didn't work for him. But I think he also would have kept things that really, it didn't matter. Like if that chair was not to his style, it fits, it works for him and his kids, so he left it. So that was kind of the train of thought, the thinking. My voice is going to continue cracking and cutting in and out. I'm so sorry. But we're finishing up the bathroom. The only thing I really wanted to note, there's 2 things actually. I did size down one of those robes to make it look like it's for a kid, and I almost cried. Like real tears. I almost cried real tears because it was so cute. And then that little octopus that's actually knitted is meant to be like one of those scrubby things that kids use when they're learning how to like wash themselves. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's those, like, the body of it is preloaded with soap, and they just sort of have to like get it wet and do their thing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we'll just chalk that up to a career in childcare because I have no other excuse for knowing what that product is. Then we move on to the entryway here. I do place a little bench. You already saw that. We place the typical shoes and things like that in the entryway. And then I place this table with a mirror above it. I don't think he picked out the mirror or the table. I think those were inherited. I am placing these bins underneath it to look like they're pull-out. I'm imagining those are full of shoes or sweaters or things like that that his daughter can reach without needing his help. And that's why they're there. They're removable, they're easy, they're cute, they're sweet, they're all the things. Up top, I placed some Halloween cards, and I placed some candles and things like that. You'll notice there are fall decorations, but it doesn't totally take over the unit. That's not because he's male. Like, I think anyone can decorate. That's not what I'm saying. But it's because he's young. I think he's trying for his kid, but he also doesn't know what to do. So he's just trying to make it look as festive as he can, but with also no clear idea of how to really decorate an apartment unit. That was the vibe. That's the intention. So that's what we went with. And I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but since it's a historical unit, I'm thinking that they have a little pesky ghost problem. Like, I'm thinking more along the lines of Casper the Friendly Ghost and not quite Paranormal Activity 3. So if you know, you know. If you don't get the reference, I can't help you. I don't know what to tell you. But we've moved on into the living room at this point. So there is a wall of bookshelves. There is a leather chair. I think both of those were there when he got there, as well as that grandfather clock. I think those are examples of family furniture that's been here. Obviously, the fireplace didn't move. It's been there as well. But he brought, the plant, the TV, the toy box, the couch. He brought that little side table that was beside the leather chair where the bookshelves were. So that's, just further examples of what I mean by their assets that are not going to necessarily be from him. So I'm adding some of that minimal fall decor. Again, I think he's trying. He's trying very hard to make it like a festive, fun, happy home for his kiddo. And we're just finishing out the living room. So I do give him a small coffee table. I really just didn't want a square one or a rectangular one, so I went for a round. That was the smallest one. And then back here, there is going to be a child's corner. So we've got that pretend play chest and the art table and things like that for his daughter. Then we jump into the master bedroom. Initially, this was a bonus room or potentially for a roommate. I kind of changed my storyline as I went, so this became the master. And I did briefly change the wallpaper. That floral print just wasn't, I couldn't match anything to it. It just wasn't working for what I had in mind. So I did change that up. I used that side table that we got with Cottage Living with the bed from Dream Home Decorator. I think they work surprisingly well together. And I don't know, that sparked some joy for me because I did not expect that to look good. And it ended up being one of my favorite elements of the apartment. So the more you know. I was just testing it out to try out different things and ended up liking it. So it's funny how that works, right? But I am giving him a little study area here. I am imagining that he's in the final stages of his school career. So he does have this space away from his child, away from his home, where he can, check out and really get things done when he needs to get them done. And by check out, I don't mean check out from parenting. I mean when she goes to sleep, or if she's like with grandparents or something like that, he can be here and be a student. So he can separate the two roles of parent and individual. That's all I mean by that. Then we give him a dresser. I do pick out some of these, my Sim dolls and some Void Critter cards to go on top. He's young, so I think he collects things, and that's no shade. I have an entire bookshelf of Funko Pop. Actually, no, it's an entire shelf above me of Funko Pops and Lego architecture sets. So like that, I'm not making fun of anyone. But the way that I displayed it, I just didn't like the vibe. So I moved a few things around and just added a little bit more, and it looked a little bit better. I think if I had displayed them a little differently, it would have been better, but just clustered in a corner, I was like, no, that looks like an afterthought. And so I changed it. Then we jump into his daughter's room, and this is one of my favorite rooms. And I know I've done pink and purple quite a few times, at least 2 that I can remember. And my only defense here is it was the wallpaper that dictated the color scheme. I chose the ghost because I thought it was cute, and I haven't used this ghosty wallpaper and I don't even know how long, and this is the only swatch that I like. So at first the whole room was ghost wallpaper. As you just saw, I changed some of that out to a solid color. It was a little too overwhelming, and it made picking out decor really, really difficult. So as you can see, we've thrown down a few toys. We've got a rug. I put these butterfly lights on the window. They were gonna go up the wall, but it just looked a little too cramped. And it was really just about making it a fun, safe, cozy space for his daughter, and I think we accomplished that. I also, for such a small room, managed to fit more than I thought that I would be able to. So we got her bed, we've got her little toy section, I gave her a dresser, a full-length mirror, and a desk. And I think there's just plenty of room for her to hang out here and, be a kid. So I do give her both kinds of night lights because I can never remember what does what. And they're essential when you have kids. I also give her a lava lamp because I liked it. Fun fact, you guys are about to learn something no one ever asked about. When I was like, I think the Christmas, I was 9. My birthday's 2 weeks after Christmas, so it's kind of hard to keep it straight. I got a blue sparkly like glitter lava lamp for Christmas with an REO Speedwagon CD and a butterfly chair that was tie-dye. And you could not tell me anything for like months. I would get home from school, I would plug in that lamp, turn off the lights, and just listen to that CD and chill out my chair, hang out. I think I also got some like gel pens and black papers because that was like a thing in 2003 or whatever year it was. No, I was living the high life. So I was reliving my childhood with that lamp. But I gave her the lava lamp and we finished out her room as you saw. Then we move into the kitchen and I redo this room. I don't know how many times you're about to see because I left it in because I refused to use another transition. But I was trying to, I knew I was going to have the shelves underneath the window. That's going to be a functional surface for your sim to sit and eat. And it does work. I tested it out. But I had to use that shelf. It's the one that looks the best in this instance because it's wide enough and I didn't have to size it up. But it's such a weird shade of wood. It doesn't match any of the countertops except for the country. No, it's not the country kitchen. It's cottage living. And I don't like it. I don't like that really dark brown. I just don't like it. I don't want to say hate because hate's a strong word, but it's not my preferred swatch of that particular counter. I eventually landed on this, which is the fancy countertops and cabinets that you get with base game. Like they're the most expensive ones at the very end of the catalog. And it matches enough that it didn't bother me, but it's not so matchy that it makes me want to like cry a little bit. That is so dramatic, but that's really how I felt. I did not like it before. So as you saw, I sized down the island countertops. They do stick out. You see them on the outside, on the exterior. I don't even care. And you see it a little bit on the interior as well, but it's not really. It's not enough that it would like completely ruin your like gaming experience as I hiccup. I also give them a dining table with 4 seats. I do push it against the wall just because I feel like he's not really having formal dinners. I think that table was just there and he just kind of scooted it on out the way, you know, as you do. And then I do add a little bit of fall in here as well. I don't go too crazy, as I said, but I use that little Medusa doll. I love those. I think they're so cute. And the little vase of branches that we got with Dine Out because, again, I think it's cute. And then we segue over here to the dining, or not dining, the in-unit laundry. I did place those 2 cabinet pieces beside it. They do have plates and stuff like that in it, but I kind of pretend like it doesn't, and it's just like a functional linen closet. And then next to this was the other full bathroom that I did not show on camera. We're going in now and just cluttering up the kitchen, but this is actually where I'm going to leave you guys. So as always, feel free to leave a like or a comment down below letting me know what you think. You can also subscribe if that's something that would spark joy for you. I will be posting the screenshots on Instagram. They might be a little bit late because I will be in Boston at the time this video goes live, so forgive me if they are. And I will see you on Wednesday with my next video. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a lovely day and a lovely rest of your weekend. Bye, guys.
Roaming around the streets, filling up some useless time. And if I'd seen her then and there, I would have asked her to be mine. Ooh, something to talk about.